Hello, so I'm gonna give you guys a tour of my backyard and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like in the winter. We are in January, I think January 4th, and it's I'm gonna show you guys everything that I have growing. It's not gonna be super beautiful or interesting because most of my trees are deciduous, which means they are dormant for the season, for the winter season. And in spring, I will do another video and show you what they look like, leafed out, with blossoms and fruit set. But I just wanted you guys to know what I have grown because I now have a pretty cool collection of trees. I don't know exactly how many like shrubs and trees I have, but I have a lot, and some that you guys seen before and some that I haven't talked about before. So here we have some citrus. I have a Satsuma mandarin here, and it's growing surrounded by some basil, and it's dead for the season, and there's a lot of seed I can use in the spring to grow some more basil. There's some leafy greens, and I'm keeping them there to kind of use them as insulation to keep the plant a little bit warmer. I'm also keeping them in the porch instead of bringing them in the house like I normally do. I'm thinking they're gonna be okay in the porch. The porch will protect them like from the freezing temperatures, and I'm hoping the house protects them as well. Maybe they can get some heat that's coming from the house. So they're up against the house in the porch, and they seem to be doing fine. We have had temperatures drop, like we've had freezing temperatures in the 20s, and they're still okay. And this is a Meyer lemon. We have 2 Meyer lemons, and if you can see, if you get closer, there's a lot of blooms that are starting to form, and these blooms are beautiful. They're like red and they smell amazing, and they're everywhere. So it's starting to want to set fruit, and I have 2. This one I think needs a fertilizer. I don't want to fertilize in the winter, so I'm gonna wait till the spring. And here I have some banana pups. I had a ice cream banana. These are ice cream bananas. That's the name of the variety. I bought one. The mother plant's in the ground, and it sent a lot of pups. And so I have 4 pups, 3 in this container. I potted in the late fall, and then 1 in the house that I'm using as a house plant, and then I'm gonna bring it out in the spring. So it'll be really cool to show you guys if these guys make it through the winter, and then what they look like when they're leafed out and growing. And hopefully we get bananas this year, because the bananas need at least 2 years. Like they grow the first year, and then the following spring, that's when you would get the fruit. So like 2 years. But what happens here, because it's so cold, it grows 1 year, and then winter comes, freezing temperatures come, and it freezes to the ground, and then it has to regrow all over. So it never has that head start second year to produce fruit. So we're trying to preserve them so that they can just pick up where they left off and hopefully get a rack of bananas. So that's what I have here. This is like cold sensitive stuff that I'm trying to protect. And then here I have a blueberry, and then I have another blueberry. I think this variety is called a bountiful or something like that, and it's more shrubby and short, and it produces a lot more berries, but they're smaller. And this one is more it has a more upright growth, and it produces larger berries but less berries. So I prefer this one because I like a larger berry even though I get less berries, and it just tastes better to me. I think this is called like Blue Moon, something moon, like the variety of this one. So yeah, let me show you guys over here. But keep in mind, a lot of it is gonna look dead, but they're just dormant. I have a big tree that I grew from a cutting. This in spring is gonna look beautiful. It's not dead, it's just dormant. And I'm growing that in a container. And here I have a quince tree, and it has some leaves still, but it's dormant now. And I grew this from a cutting. And this season, this past fall, was the first year that I actually got fruit. And I have a video, so I'll upload that video so you guys can see my harvest from this little tree I grew from a cutting. And if you come this way, here I have a mulberry, and this is a dwarf black mulberry. It's holding on to some of its leaves. If it doesn't get too cold, it'll hold its leaves, but I think it'll eventually lose them all. So I'm growing that in a container because it could be very messy. It is a black mulberry, so it will stain, but so that's why I'm trying to control its size and the location by keeping it in a container. So here I have a Juneberry, and I'm growing this as a bush. You can grow it as a small tree. It's also called a service berry. The variety, I think it's smoky, something smoky. I don't remember. It's hard to remember all the varieties. But again, it just looks like a dead little bush, but it's just dormant. It'll leaf out, and can't wait to show you guys what everything looks like leafed out in the spring. Late spring or early summer is like the best time. The garden looks the best. It has fruits that it's leafed out. Early spring too, because you get all the blossoms. So that looks really pretty too. So I have two. I have one here and a smaller one there. This is where the mother plant is, the ice cream banana mother plant, and I just mulched over it to protect it so it'll come back up from the roots in the spring. And here I have a loquat I grew from seed. I don't remember the variety. I got the seeds I ordered them on Amazon. It's got these big, beautiful, glossy leaves. It is evergreen, so it's not gonna lose its leaves. It's gonna keep its beautiful green leaves year round. It takes the cold and the hot summers. I don't know if I'll get fruit, but it will grow just fine, the tree. Here I have this has only been in the ground for a few months. This is a mulberry. It's a Pakistani white mulberry. So the fruit is long, like a worm, about 2 inches long, and it's white. So it won't be messy, and it's really sweet. I actually got to try the fruit, and it tasted a lot like like honey. That's the only thing I can think of. Honey, just really, really sweet, no tartness. 2 inches, white, so it won't be messy, and maybe the birds will leave it alone. So again, it's not leafed out. Here I have a Fuyu persimmon, and this thing's getting tall. It gets really beat up by the wind, so but it's really beautiful. It's got beautiful big leaves when it's leafed out. The fruit is good. It's not one of my favorites, but my partner loves this fruit, so that's why we're growing it. And then here I have an evergreen. So I have evergreens up against the wall, but this evergreen is I believe they call it a silverberry or silverberry. I don't know the actual name. I think it has a lot of names, but the reason why they call it a silverberry is because the leaves have these beautiful silver speckles. They're all like these little silver flakes speckling on the leaves. They look like they're frosted with silver. And the fruit is about the size of a Tic Tac, like a breath mint Tic Tac, and it does really well in this area, and it's really yummy. Very small fruit, but it produces a lot of it. So there's that, and then I have